Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Thane with Move with Intent Functional Fitness down in Palm Beach, Florida. Today we're going to be going over a little bit of L-sit work. If you guys think about some of the strongest, most powerful athletes in the world, hands down gymnasts, physically dominate the athletic world. Not only physically, but mentally as well. There's a lot that goes on with mind-muscle connection when executing some of the extremely difficult movements that they execute, such as the iron cross, L-sits, and some of those giants they do. They just really require a lot of core power. It's just extremely tough to tap into, something that's definitely well-trained. But today we're going to be going over the L-sit movement. It's a great way to build an extremely muscular and powerful abdominal area, as well as being able to create a lot of strength and power. Definitely good for power output. So let's go over a couple of cues during the L-sit that are extremely important when you're executing this movement. Number one, the position of the ring on the hand is extremely important. You want to have that ring cross-sect the heel of your palm. What this does, guys, when you cross-sect the heel of the palm, there's actually a lot of little receptors in your palm. And when those receptors are activated, it sends a positive signal to the lat and tells the lat to start working and turns it on. And a little bit about the lat. The lat's the largest muscle in the body, so we want to use that muscle and incorporate it into every movement we possibly can. Being the largest, it's extremely powerful as well. We actually use our lats in a lot of pushing motions, believe it or not. A lot of people, when they do push-ups, they bring their elbows out at an angle, which is very bad. From a functional standpoint, number one, how often are you standing on your, laying on your back in a real life situation and you're pushing away? Almost never, Everything we do is all standing. We all push this way with our elbows in. Very important. If you just simply think about when you open up a door at a restaurant, you're going to push it like this. You're not going to bring your elbows up. You look kind of silly. So, ring position on the hand, very important. You want to keep that wrist as straight as you possibly can. Very important. Anytime we go into extension with the wrist, it's going to put a lot of strain on that wrist, and we're also losing a lot of power, approximately between 40 and 45%. So you want to keep that wrist nice and neutral. Our arm position, okay? At no time do you want to break this chain in your arm, okay? You want to keep the arm extremely straight. Reason for this, guy, this is your power linkage, okay? As soon as you break the linkage in that kinetic chain, okay, everything else is going to go kaput, okay? Everything else is going to stop working. As soon as these guys deactivate, okay, it sends a negative signal all the way down the body. So you want to ensure that you keep that arm nice and straight, okay? When you're bringing, when you're stabilizing any kind of movement, when you're hanging from the bars, or you're doing any kind of suspended movement, such as the L-sit, your obliques have a lot to do with the movement, okay? So there's a lot of stabilization that comes from the obliques. So you really want to put a lot of emphasis and focus on trying to tap into those muscles and trying to really isolate them, okay? Foot position, when you come up, you want your legs to be perfectly straight, okay? You want to point your toes out, okay? Notice when I do that, what happens, okay? My quad goes into a contracted state. That's very important. If my leg is limp during this movement, what's going to happen? My body's going to want to rotate forward, and we don't want that, okay? So think about it being nice and pretty, okay? Think about segments, okay? Your joints are segments. You want all of your segments to be in alignment with each other. Very important. Anytime we're talking about biomechanics, segments play a huge role in how the body moves on a functional basis. Yeah, last but not least, hold it for as long as you possibly can. I'm not going to hold these movements for that long, just because I'm demonstrating, but everything that I just told you, I'm going to apply it to my movement. I also go over this order of operations in my head as well, and I go over them to make sure that I'm implementing every single one of them. Okay. So hand position on the rings. Okay. I want that ring to cross-sect the palm. Okay. The heel of the hand. Okay. I'm going to bring the rings in nice and close. Okay. And if you guys are doing this movement and you find yourself shaking, that's perfectly normal because you're actually, you're utilizing a lot of stabilizing muscles of the body. So, it's perfectly normal. Even an advanced athlete's going to shake quite a bit. I mean, you see gymnasts on the rings and they're shaking. So you're bringing the rings in nice and close to your body. Okay. You want to minimize the swing on this, guys. So Bring yourself up, lock out, bring your feet forward, and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and control it down. So there's a tutorial, guys, on the L-sit, on the rings. Hope you guys take this knowledge, apply it to your own training regimen, and soon enough you'll be able to hold L-sits for 30 seconds to a minute. Easy day. Thanks for tuning in, guys.